Hello, 266 after 4 down for 70 odd. You have to say that is a fabulous comeback. Thanks to Ishan Kishan and Hardik Pandya. With me in the studio, Joydeep Mukherjee and Atriya Mukhopadhyay. Radhika, to you first. Fabulous comeback. Yes, Shaheen Shah Afridi, we'll come to that. But from the perspective of India, Hardik Pandya and Ishan Kishan.
Yeah, definitely. They've taken the difficult route to here. I think they should have bowled first. We were talking about that earlier. We saw how difficult it was. And I thought Pakistan were terrible with the ball, with the new ball. If they were more accurate, we could have been in more trouble. But yes, I think we're out of jail. And this wicket is not a good one. See, when the first match of any big tournament starts, the pitch takes a little bit of time to bind. And this is up and down. We saw 145 kilometers per hour going on the third bounce to the keeper. Sam flying out. The bounce is variable, a little bit of turn. It won't be easy, but India's got out of jail.
Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Well, that was a fantastic spell, and as Joydeep pointed out, I think he was helped considerably by the conditions, and it was a very strange decision by India to bat first. Having said that, Shaheen Shah Afridi is a great bowler, we all know, and today he wasn't at his best, I would say, because he sprayed the ball around a little bit, but whatever he did was quite a handful for India.
Fielding of Pakistan allowed India 30-40 extra.
Easily. And the catch. But that is something that has stuck with Pakistan for a long time. Their fielding is not up to the standards. They're a very talented side. They're a very versatile side. But it's just the hard minds. If you look at a New Zealand, which doesn't have probably half the talent that Pakistan does, but how good are they on the field with their out wicket, with their backing up, with their running between the wickets? Here, so much of talent, but there's little things that can add so much. Today they would have been chasing 230, 235 at the most if their fielding was up to speed. Number one. Number two, I think Shaheen Shah Afridi, the bowlers that bowled around him did not support him enough. This is a sort of wicket where one guy gets 4, the others get 2 and finish it off. It's a 180, 190. Australian team with Josh Hazel with the Stars wouldn't let any team in the world get more than 160 on this wicket.
What he's saying, I mean, the first 15, 20 overs at least, there was considerable movement. And that was evident to him. That sort of puts a real question mark on Rohit Sharma's call of winning the toss and batting first. Shaheen Shah Afridi 4 for 35, Naseem Shah 3 for 36, Haris Rauf 3 for 58, and the rest, Shadab Khan, Mohammad Nawaz, and Salman Agha, no wickets.
I think after the first rain break, the weather got better. The sun came out, the conditions became a little bit better for batting. That was the period where the spinners came into bowl, and that was when Ishan Kishan got going. If you notice in the Pakistan bowling sheets, the fast bowlers took all the 10 wickets. The spinners not only didn't get a wicket, they also went for over 6 and over on an average. So that was where Pakistan lost the plot a bit. And yes, when the conditions were a little better for batting, Ishan Kishan in particular and Hardik Pandya after that, they took maximum advantage of that and took India to a very, in a reasonable position, I would say.
Okay, our reporters reporting from Kandy that the rain is perhaps stopping and the covers are being removed. The moment the Indian innings got over, the match, the ground was covered once again because of a rain shower. Hopefully, it will be removed soon and the covers will go off, the match will start. The mid-innings break will be a pretty short one. We've lost quite a bit of time already due to the rain delay. Let me ask Joydeep about Hardik Pandya. How good is that man?
Brilliant. I just love the man because, today was a day when him and Ishan Kishan really got India out of jail because they played out the fast bowlers, and the reason Hardik Pandya looked as good as he did when the others did not is because how good his technique is. When he came in, he was still jagging around. He played out that spell. He had a plan in mind. This is a mature Hardik Pandya, captains IPL teams, captains India, so he knows. Went after the spinners, and more credit to Ishan Kishan. In the first time playing a team like Pakistan, we know the pressure of playing at Pakistan, what it is. But the way he played, and I think he also benefited from having Hardik. One is the player who came in by batting at 100 strike rate, and secondly, also calming things down. I know Hardik a little bit, and he's got this calming influence about him. He'll tell Ishan Kishan that partnership, the 135-run partnership, was what was the backbone of the Indian innings.
He's analysed Hardik. You take Ishan.
I think it was a very crucial test for Ishan Kishan because most of his innings in one-day cricket, he has been an opener. Here he was batting at number 5. India had lost 3 big wickets, and it was quite a tough period for him to bat on. luckily for him to an extent, that was also the period when Shaheen Shah had completed his first spell. So the challenge was not that tough for Ishan Kishan, I would say, as compared to the few other batters who batted before him. But we cannot take anything away from his effort. It was a pressure match, it was a pressure situation, and he showed a lot of maturity in building the innings and holding things together. It was not only the shots.
And the fact that he opens also helped him at number 4, because when he came to bat at number 4, it was opening conditions. Ball was still seaming around. So no matter where you bat, if you're used to the new ball, if you're used to the ball seaming around, then at number 4, when you come and still seaming around, you still feel that you can hold your own. And also the conditions today helped him to play the waiting game. He made up for it when the spinners came. But initially, he played the waiting game, which was the right thing to do. He wasn't his aggressive side. He wasn't playing the shots. He knew that we were in trouble. And both of them got to rebuild this innings. And when the spinners came, they opened up the game. They were superb against the spinners.
I think that was the hardening part, because we had seen India lose the plot from winning positions in Bangladesh, if you remember. The first 2 matches of the series India lost, which cost them the series eventually. In both games, India were in a commanding position. They let it go. Today they fall back. That is after losing we can say the cream of their batting. So after they fought back and against a good attack, so that's a big positive.
140 runs against the spinners, no wicket. That was critical, because the Pakistan spinners, I think one went for 55 odd, one went for 50, and Salman Aga 21. So 140 odd runs against the spinners for no wicket. You can follow us on Twitter, and we've analyzed with graphs and graphics and pie charts and other details. So if you want statistical data crunching, go check our social media handles and you will get a lot of that. You will get a lot of real-time updates, including from the venue and what's going on with the fans. Because, in the host broadcaster, what we do is we just confine ourselves within the stadium. Go beyond that. That's what we are trying to bring to you, a kind of holistic coverage. Let me ask Radhika, is it enough? 267 on an up and down wicket, on not the best batting track, with a bowling attack which is pretty good, is it enough?
If we bowl better than the Pakistanis bowl, I think it's enough. 2 things. One is, I feel that our fast bowlers are a lot more accurate. They really spread the ball around. And sometimes it's the most difficult for the seamers to bowl on wickets which are doing a bit too much. Just like it's very difficult to bowl on a turning track for a spinner, because it's doing more than it's supposed to. So then you lose control of where to pitch it. Then you try to spin it from outside leg stump into a hitting off stump. Here also the seamers, the amount of buys that happen, bouncers, wide down the leg side, wide outside off stump. They bowled with 2 slips for 14 overs. That means there was enough juice for 14 overs. But yet they sprayed the ball. If Bumrah and Siraj start well, Shardul will be the weak link. I think they'll come after Shardul. Hardik will be very good in these conditions, because he's just, this is a hard test length bowling sort of a pitch. And then I think the spinners, as good as they are, they'll be very accurate. And there's enough help for the spinners. Today the spinners were good for Pakistan, but the Indian batters were superb against the spinners. The way they used the depth of the crease, went forward, went back, pulled, cut, just a little bit loose, and they latched onto it. I think they've got just about got enough.
I also think 266 is is a fairly good score. And as Jody pointed out earlier, and we also saw, it wouldn't have come to this had Pakistan fielded better. So I think instead of 235, Pakistan are chasing 265 plus. So I would like to think, given the way the ball kept a bit up and down, India has a good chance of, especially if it's going to be a stop, start kind of a thing in the Pakistan innings, where the batting, the tempo gets disrupted. So that way India have hauled themselves back into a good position after a very shaky start.
With this from Ishan Kishan, Rahul's wait becomes a little longer.
Yeah, rightly so. I mean, if you're giving somebody a chance, this is as special situation as you can get. It's an India-Pakistan game, it's the Asia Cup, and you're 70 for 4. So for them, somebody is resurrected and okay, that shot went to mid-on, it could have easily cleared. See, today's players play the fearless cricket. They see the mid-on up, you saw Bumrah come and hit a few fours over mid-on, mid-on. You're actually told, so the shot selection was right, the execution was wrong. So when the shot selection is wrong, that's when the coach holds you up. If the shot selection is right and the execution is wrong, that is pardonable. So that shot over mid-on, for that matter, even the Hardik shot, these are shots that they play. He got deceived by the slow ball, but they play their shots. They're also as good as they are. Strike rate of 90, 100 doesn't happen unless you play shots. So this is the other end of it when it doesn't come off. But they also look so good because they play their shots.
Shaheen Afridi, number 1. I mean, how good was that first?
As I said,
I mean,
the first
okay, let
person.
me add to that. We all knew he was a threat. But then again, I mean, despite knowing, India wasn't able to stand up.
Yeah.
I would say that Shaheen Shah Afridi bowled, say, up to 60% of his potential today. And we saw in that what he can do. But it was definitely not his best day in office. But he's such a good bowler that even at his 50%, he is capable of taking a couple of wickets with that new ball. You saw that Rohit delivery. It was a good ball. I mean,
And how he set him up also.
Virat and the way he set him up. Virat Kohli possibly played a loose shot that was away from the wicket. He dragged the ball back, but the way Shaheen Shah Afridi set Rohit Sharma up and got in with that incoming ball from over the wicket, that was an ideal left-arm spinner's dismissal.
See, let me just put it this way. If this was an Australian attack with Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazlewood and Pat Cummins, any team would have struggled because they just bowled a good test match area. I think this is a fairly young fast bowling unit, except Shaheen Shah Afridi. So everybody else who was supposed to support Shaheen Shah Afridi, 60% he said, I'll give it 70. If it was his menacing best, he would have got 3 or 4 in the first 10. There are a lot of deliveries a batter did not have to play. And on wickets like this, if I go up to bat, I love those balls which are not in the stumps. We are not to play. We're not trying to survive. First 10 overs, India were trying to survive. In that, Rohit Sharma was set up by the balls that Kohli kept going away, the one that dragged back in. Virat wanted to play for single, ball slightly swung back into the stumps. Shubman was never at ease. He never looked set.
Is there an issue?
Yeah, I think there's an issue. I think every time the ballers moved in any cricket that has happened, he's looked vulnerable. But the thing is that you don't get conditions like this. In the next match against Nepal or whenever they play, it'll be hot and sunny, no rain whatsoever. The pitch would have taken the pelting of the sun for 5 hours. It would have been a flat, but he looks superb. But yes, when the ball does move around, he does have an issue.
Greg Chappell made this point to us that especially red ball, if it moves around, Shubman has an issue.
Well, we have seen that, haven't we? I mean, Shubman Gill's average, test average, when the ball does a bit in England or in New Zealand, although in very few appearances, he hasn't got too many runs. And today, as we saw, when the ball was doing a bit, he looked completely out of reach. But as Jolly pointed out, this is not what you will get in every match. In fact, this is what you will get in 1 out of 10 matches in the subcontinent. So, when the ball is not moving, when you are playing on a flat wicket, when the weather is brighter, Shubman Gill's chances of getting runs are much higher. And he has done that in the past. It's not that, I mean, he's playing there, he's there because he has scored runs in the past.
Let me just put it this way, out of the 100, if Shubman Gill goes on to play 100 test matches, there will be 25 test matches where the ball will jag around. But in the other 75 test matches, he'll make up for those 25. If he goes on to play 300 one internationals, there will be 225 internationals where the ball will do nothing. In the 75 where it does, in the 225 he'll make up for the bad days.
Okay. By the way, it's still drizzling in Palikile and the pitch is under covers. The stadium is covered, so we don't know how long this rain delay will be. That's the update that our reporters are giving, and clearly you can see after a point, overs will start getting deducted. When you play for that, I mean, you don't know so which side will have an advantage? Because clearly batting second, is that another call that India is?
Absolutely, and I said the
WTC final, wrong call. This one, wrong call. Is there a problem?
Yeah, I have no idea why, because I've been involved with cricket for a long time as a player, as a coach, as an administrator, as a commentator. In these sort of conditions, not just one. When it's one, I can understand. Here, I thought the ball did a lot. It's raining again now. So now with the covers, it again might do a lot. But this rain is not foreseen. That rain was happening. So when the toss was happening, I knew that this pitch has only had some breeze on it for 1 hour. It hasn't had sun pelting on it for 4 hours. Now it's just India's good luck that again it's rain, again there will be some moisture. This should have not happened also. Then it would be an advantage Pakistan. That's number one. Number two is, in a game where there is rain looming, you always go to bat second. Look what happened in the IPL final. It's the team that batting second, instead of 225, whatever Gujarat had got, it was chased up because it becomes a shorting game. Once it becomes a shorting game, the team batting second is always an advantage. Everybody will have the paper in their pocket, every batter that goes in, and they know how much we need to be after how many overs and how many wickets down. You can plan your innings.
Okay, last question. Yes, we know there's a rain delay. Yes, we know that the pitch is not the best. Is it still advantage Pakistan or is it 50-50?
I think it's not advantage Pakistan anymore. We had said before the start of the game that it's advantage Pakistan, but this sort of a score, there's a chance of rain interruptions in the second innings, which is not very comfortable if you're a batsman. I would say it's a 50-50 game now.
I say it's the India favourite. I think it's the fast bowlers besides Shaheen Shah Afridi. I know they've got 3 wickets, but they've got 350 and 360. You have to go for 340 in this wicket. That's when you're doing the job for your team. It's not always about getting 3 wickets. And the 2 spinners have let the Pakistan team down. I think India is firmly in control of this match.
So our experts say India is in control. We've got to see what happens. It will be a late night. So order your dinner and get some coffee because you've got to stay up. We will bring you all the action from Palekile. The moment the match ends, our reporters will be live with reactions from the fans as to what they are saying. We will be live from the studio. From our website, you will have Atreo writing, you will have Bharat Ramraj writing in from Candy. So there's plenty of written work also coming your way on Red Sports. And as we say, optimal, comprehensive coverage. We told you Avinash Sable finished 5th in the Diamond League, real time at 5:35. And at about 6:30, we broke the news that Igor Shimach, our football coach, has been sent a show cause notice by the All India Football Federation and he's been asked to respond in 3 days. Optimal, comprehensive, holistic coverage on Red Sports. Coming back to India-Pakistan, Joydeep Mukherjee says India favourites. Atreo says the advantage has been nullified. What do you say? Watch the coverage, join us, interact, be interactive, and we will come back to you post-match. At this point in time, the pitch still under covers, and we are waiting to see when the rain lets off and we have some play. If it doesn't, one has to say it's 8:05 India time, at least till midnight. We will have to wait and see what unfolds. For the moment, Hardik Pandya and Ishan Kishan brought India back. Pakistan let down by their spinners, let down by their fielding. We've not let you down here in the studio. Thank you very much for watching. Joining Diana, thank you very much for joining.